Bhajahure manaye Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Abhaya Charana Ravindare Dulabha Manava Janma Sat Sang Toro Hai Bhava Sindhare Bhajahure manaye Shri Nandanandana Sita tapa baat barishana eh dinayamini jagire Bhipale se vino tripana dojana chapala sukhala balagire chapala sukhala balagire Bhajahure manaye Shri Nandanandana Ye dhana yauvana putra parijana hit ki aake paridit re Kamala dala jana jeevan tala mala bhajahu hari pada niti re bhajahu hari pada niti re Bhajahure manaye Shri Nandanandana Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujan Sakhi Jana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilash Re Govinda Dasa Abhilash Re Bhajahure manaye Shri Nandanandana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, we will see the translation. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly person. Sri Nandanandana means son of Nanda. Okay, so that's what the writer is saying here. Just worship the lotus feet of son of Nanda and you can become fearless and cross the existence of this material world. Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. Instead of serving anybody else, serve the Lord. Because if you serve the Lord, you will get eternal happiness. If you serve somebody else, you will only get karma back. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members. This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of the Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and the incense, and so forth, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. So these are the 9 processes of devotional service which we saw in the previous classes, right? The 9 processes are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Vandanam, Padasevanam, Dasyam, Archanam, Sakhyam, and Atma Nivedanam, right? So Shravanam, hearing, Kirtanam, speaking or singing about the Lord, or reading about the Lord. Smarana, remembering the Lord. Vandanam, praying, okay, offering prayers to the Lord. Padasevana, using your feet to serve the Lord or serving the feet of the Lord. Dasyam, okay, following the orders of the Lord, like Hanuman. Pujana is Archanam, okay, deity worship, going to the temple or worshipping the deity of the Lord or the picture of the Lord at home. And Sakhyam, okay, serving the Lord as a friend, like Arjuna. Atma Nivedanam is giving ourselves entirely, like Bali Maharaj. We saw the story in the last class, right? So he gave his himself to the Lord. So that is Atma Nivedana, giving yourself to the Lord. Okay. And you want the link to the song? Please learn these Vaishnava bhajans. They are very, they please the Lord. If you sing other songs, it might not please the Lord, because these Vaishnava bhajans are directly written and sung by the acharyas. Okay, acharyas means devotees of the Lord. So I'm sending the attendance link. Yes. Okay. And so today's class, day 13. Okay. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so 13th chapter, the nature, the enjoyer, and the consciousness. Okay, so what are habits? Anybody knows what are habits? Yes, Daivik.
Habits are the things we regularly do, like washing our hands every minute. That can be a habit. The regular things we can do are called habits.
Hare Krishna, thank you. What are habits? Yeah, Subramaniam.
Yes, Mataji.
What are habits?
Mataji, habits are the repetition of an action, Mataji. If we do it continuously, we may form that action into an habit, Mataji.
Yeah, Good. Hare Krishna. Taran, tell me, what is a habit? Are you there? Hare Krishna, Taran. You're not audible. Yes. Okay. Anyway, you're not audible. Yes. Yes. Rakshitha, tell me.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ma'am, Mataji, according to me, habits are something that that execute as a part of your daily routine. Like, living without them, thinking to live without them is practically a bit impossible for the materialistic world.
Yes, you are right. This perception also I wanted. Do what you do describes you, right? Defines you. So if you go, like Daivik said, if you go and wash your hands regularly, then you become a good person. Some people eat without washing hands. That is their habit, right? So that defines their personality. So habit is something what we regularly do. Okay. Ananya, can you read?
Huh.
Read.
What?
Can you read?
Habits are habits are the small
Decisions.
Decisions you make and action you perform in every day.
Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else wants to read? Siddhi?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
What are habits? Habits are the small decisions you make and actions you perform every day. What you repeatedly do, that is what you spend time thinking about and doing each day, ultimately forms the person you are, the things you believe, and the personality that you portray. There is no better way to think of Krishna, chant his holy name, and reading about him. When you learn to transform your habits, you can transform your life. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So habit is something that we always do, right? So when we do something, we first think about it, right? So you first do it in your mind. If you wash your hands every day when you before eating, that means you first wash your hands in your mind, right? And then you actually go and wash your hands physically. That means your mind becomes molded according to what you want to do, right? You get thoughts only about what you want to do, so and that ultimately becomes your habit because you repeatedly do it. Okay, so in the same way, what you do or what you do means what you decide to do, right? So that means you're making a decision. You have options. You can eat without washing your hands, right? You have that option, but all of us go and wash our hands and then eat. If you don't wash your hands, then people say you are a bad person, a bad boy, bad girl, right? So that means our habits define us. What we are ultimately, are we good, are we bad, defines is defined by our habits, and people start judging us based on our habits, based on our behavior. So ultimately habits are the ones that make our behavior, right? So be it whatever it is. One moment. Yeah, so be it whatever it is, we always want to do something, and we always cultivate our daily habits, right? Our behavior. So now, related to your spiritual journey, what you are, how you are, where you are, okay, where you stand, how much is your devotion for the Lord, everything is defined. That is, your spiritual behavior is going to be defined by your habits. So now it's time for us to cultivate habits, see, which are related, which are going to take us to Krishna. Okay, so what is going to take us to Krishna? Chanting the holy name of the Lord. Like I told you in yesterday's class, right? You never forget to breathe. In the same way, we should never forget to chant either. Okay, so if breathing is important to us to live materially, chanting is important to us to live spiritually. Okay, both has no difference, no much difference between them. Okay, so like I told you, your habits, whatever you do, you first do it in your mind and then you execute it physically. So if you want to chant, or you've sat and chanted today, that means you are initially chanting it in your mind. You are telling yourself, or you're getting that thought in your mind, okay, I need to chant today. That thought in itself is the trigger for you to go and chant. Okay, so that thought, we saw in yesterday's class, what thought we get in our mind is, again, we need to get good thoughts in mind, so that our karma is always in the seed form. In our when we are thinking about something, that is also karma. Thinking is also karma, and that means the karma is in the seed stage. Okay, we've not yet executed it. So seed stage karma also has a reaction, of course. So we need to fine tune our mind such that we get good thoughts in mind, godly thoughts, saintly thoughts, spiritual thoughts in mind. So that becomes our habit. So ultimately, if you sit and chant every day, it becomes a habit, right? If you chant continuously, regularly every day, it becomes a habit. If you listen, if you read Bhagavad Gita, just one shloka and purport every day, purport every day, that becomes a habit. So I know, like in school days, a lot of us hear from our teachers, cultivate the habit of reading, always read. Why read this and that? Read Bhagavad Gita, read something about Krishna. You have Krishna story books, right? So read every day one story, enough. So when you do that regularly, something that you do regularly becomes a habit, right? And what you do transforms yourself. So if you read something else, then so through your habits, when we usually want to know a person, first thing we ask is, what are your hobbies, right? Because we can analyze a person depending on their hobbies. What are their habits? Okay, so if you read, you say, reading is my hobby. Next question is, what do you read, right? Some of you read horror stories, some of you read self-development stories, some of you read fictional stories. It's up to you. But now it's time for us to read about Krishna, because we all know why we should read about Krishna. If you want happiness, read about Krishna, because the moment you start reading about Krishna, you will develop love and affection, devotion towards Krishna. And what happens, you will always understand, if anything wrong happens in your life, you'll be like, okay, Krishna is doing it. He is the game planner. I'm just a player. Okay, so you will get a lot of relief. Stress will be relieved. And see, ultimately, we all should understand, even if we stress out, can we do anything about the bad situation that has happened? No, sometimes even if you want to do something good, it ends up becoming bad, right? It's might not, your intention might not be to do something bad, but it turns out to be bad, right? You are, and then you will be like, why did this happen? I only tried to do something good, right? Your intention might not be bad, but then it turns out to be bad because of our previous janma's karma. Okay, so whatever you wanted to do, it all becomes bad because of the karmic reactions we all have to face. Okay, that time we all have to understand, okay, it has turned out to be bad. Now it's not in my hand. Krishna is taking care. He will take care. Okay, so the moment you surrender to the Lord, we saw in Gajendra Moksham, he surrendered to the Lord, and that's why Lord came and saved him. Otherwise, crocodile would kill Gajendra, right? Yeah, so these are all habits we usually develop. Keeping our room clean. And then, so keeping our room clean. Reading. What do you read? Read Krishna book. So this was the Krishna book I was talking about. It's a very nice novel kind of a book. Okay, so as in short stories. It's a collection of short stories all about Krishna. It's very nice. And yeah, eating vegetarian food. That is a good habit. Chanting. See, you can chant when you're traveling also. Chanting has no restrictions as such. And keeping your body fit, exercising, so that is also a good habit. So eating vegetarian food, that also you need to start executing. In case you are still eating non-veg food, it takes time. I'm not telling, okay, yesterday you were a non-vegetarian, today you should become a vegetarian. That is impossible. Okay, habits are something that you can develop over a period of time with continuous effort. Overnight, yesterday I was doing that, today I will transform into person B. No, you cannot. But you have to always put in your efforts. And see, this is a bad habit. Why sleeping and eating is a bad habit? Because food is always compared to God. Okay, why? Because you eat to grow, right? That means it's an input for your body. So your body develops based on what you eat, right? That means eating is giving you all the power and ability for your body to grow, go to the next level, right? If you were kids, did you grow up to become I mean, you were born as a small, little baby, right? Did you grow up just like that? You had food to grow up, right? So food, that's why food is considered God. And if food is considered God because it's helping you grow, this is the respect you give. You sleep and look at this. I think this is really ignorance. Okay, so you sleep and eat. This is the respect you give to food. That's wrong. Okay, and this is eating from outside without offering the Lord. You need to offer the food to the Lord and pay Krishna Prasad, so that your spiritual journey will be you can advance in your spiritual life very fast. Okay, we saw in previous classes, chanting and eating Krishna Prasad are the two ways, instant ways to advance, right? And yeah, if you lie, there was a saying, no, previous days people used to tell, olden days, if you lie, your nose will grow. Okay, so don't lie. Lying is a bad habit, and keeping your room untidy is also bad habit. Copying an exam, bad habit. These are all bad habits which we all have to come out slowly. Smoking and drinking, oh my God, that is a sin. Okay, that is a most abominable sin, because you are spoiling your body. Okay, I already told, durlabham manusha janmam. So human form of life is very, very, very rare. Even if you want in your next birth human form, we all have to doubt. Okay, but what you've got today, like in this life, make use of it. If you spoil it, you think God will give you human form next life. He will be like, what did you do? I gave you human form in your last life. What did you do out of it? You spoiled it. You deteriorated it, right? So smoking and drinking means intoxication, right? So intoxication means your lifespan is reducing, plus your body, the health of your body will also reduce. Okay, if you have a body, then only you can offer service to the Lord. Remember that. Okay, Gajendra, he was a devotee of the Lord, because so that's why he got that special mercy of the Lord. Even in animal form, he could remember the Lord and he started offering prayers to the Lord. But are we also so pious that okay, next janma, if I get a dog's janma, I will start praying to the Lord? In human form of life itself, we are smoking, drinking and spoiling. What do you expect? What to say of animal form then, right? It's totally impossible. So refrain yourself from intoxicating. It's not just smoking and drinking. Intoxication means doing something too much. Too much of anything is intoxication. Too much of watching some web series, that is also intoxication. Okay, that means you're becoming an addict. Okay, too much of coffee, intoxication. Too much of tea, intoxication. Too much of anything that is not helping in Krishna consciousness is intoxication. Okay, but too much of reading about Krishna is not. Too much of chanting is not intoxication, because it's taking you to Krishna. Our whole goal is to go to Krishna, right? So yeah, so anything which is not helping you, not taking you to Krishna is intoxication. So coming back to the chapter, now Arjuna is asking technical questions. So this chapter is very technical. Okay, it is scientific as well. So who are we? Okay, yeah. So are we body or soul? We saw this in second chapter. Okay, but Krishna repeats. We all, like first time readers of Bhagavad Gita, all of us have we cannot understand everything in one go, right? So Arjuna is also making things easy for us by asking Krishna the elaborately, okay, about everything, so that we can understand it better. So this was there in the second chapter, but we are also going to see this in detail in this chapter. Who are we? Are we body or soul? We all know. And who is the enjoyer? Okay, and these are the questions Arjuna is asking. And what is nature? Nature means Prakriti. And what is knowledge? Okay, so these are the 4 questions Arjuna asks and Krishna explains in this chapter. So who are we? We all know we are not the body, but we are the soul. Okay, and what is the size of the soul? That also we saw. 10,000th part of a tip of a hair. Okay, it's totally impossible for us to see in our naked eyes. We need devices to see. I mean, even with devices we cannot see because it's this small. Okay, we need spiritual vision to see the soul, because spirituality has nothing to do with material world, right? Material devices will help you see material things, not spiritual things. What are the properties of the soul? So this also we saw in the second chapter, right? No soul, fire cannot burn the soul, right? Water cannot wet the soul. No weapon in the world can cut the soul and destroy it. Soul is ever existing. It is Satchidananda, okay? Eternal bliss, eternal knowledge and bliss. And soul is indestructible. It is always there, eternal, okay? Just like God, just like the Paramatma. That's why we are qualitatively equal to the Lord, but we are not quantitatively equal. It's like Lord is the ocean. We are just one drop of water in the ocean. So one drop of water also has the same qualities just like the entire ocean, right? Water, H2O, H2O. But quantitatively, we are different. A drop is very less compared to the entire huge ocean, right? So quantity is different. So quantitatively, we are less. God is huge. We are just little, okay? What happens to the soul after death? So we all know soul leaves the body, goes to the next body. This is just a repetition of second chapter. Yeah, so the soul we already saw. Soul is Satchidananda. Okay, so now a body, a human body, or any body, any even a dog's body, or any body is made up of, any material body is made up of three things. Okay, this is like a constitution of a material body. Okay, first, it's like layers. You can remember it this way. They have three layers. Okay, first layer is the outer covering that you all see. Okay, this body that you are seeing, this is called gross material body. Okay, it's made up of the panchabhutas, right? Air, water, fire, ether, and earth. Okay, so those are the five elements that make your body. Okay, the outer body that you're seeing. Okay, and next comes the subtle body. Subtle body is the second layer. It's inside the gross material body, that is your mind, intelligence, and false ego. So subtle body is composed of three things. Mind, it's very small here, can you see? Mind, false ego, and intelligence. Okay, so this is something that you cannot see. Can you see intelligence? No. Can you see a mind? Can you see mind? You can see brain, you cannot see mind, right? False ego, can you see? These are all abstract, so you cannot see it. That's why it is called subtle. Okay, what you see is called gross. And so that is subtle body, that is second layer. And the third layer is the spiritual layer. Okay, that is the soul. So soul is, you can see, third layer. Third means very deep inside, right? That's why soul has two protections, two coverings. The one is the subtle body, then the gross body. And what are we? We are the soul. We already saw. So we all know, just because there is somebody, just because the car is moving, we cannot say car is a living entity, right? Can we say that? No, there is somebody driving the car. Just in the same way, because we are doing things, we cannot say we are only doing by ourselves. It is the Lord who is making us do. Lord is there as Paramatma within us, right? So he instructs the soul, and then soul carries out through the body, through the medium of body, the soul carries out the action. So we are just obeyers of what the Lord is ordering. Okay, that's why he's called the Lord. And this we already saw, right? Does anybody wants to explain this? We saw it in so many classes. Does anybody know? Adit, do you know Adit? Hare Krishna. Parnita.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Ma'am, so here this is the chariot of the subtle body, ma'am.
Subtle body chariot? No, this is the chariot of human life.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean,
the horses are the five senses. The mind is the vein or rope that this will do it. The charioteer will pull the horses with. And the intelligence is the charioteer, and the soul is the Passenger.
Okay, so what are these horses?
Ma'am, the senses.
Yes. Haribol, thank you. Okay, so once you answer any question, lower your hands. Okay, otherwise it becomes difficult for me. You would have raised your hands for the previous question, no? For next question, when I ask, I will unmute you, and you might know the answer for the previous question. Okay, let's not get confused that way. Yes, so as Parnita told, these are the 5 senses. These horses represent the senses, and the mind is the one that controls the senses. Intelligence is the one that controls the mind, and then comes the soul. Soul is the passenger. Okay, so this is how the human life is. And why do I call this human life? Because higher level of intelligence is present only in human form of life. Okay, you might say dogs also have mind, animals all have mind, yes, but the higher level of intelligence, the intelligence needed to make a decision, to think, simple living, high thinking. So for that high thinking, we need human high level intelligence, which is there in human form of life. Okay, you cannot teach all this to a dog, right? That is the reason we are teaching this to human beings. Okay, because they cannot understand. That is called high level intelligence. And yeah, like I told, gross body is made up of the 5 elements. And now we saw over here, right? Arjuna is also asking, what is knowledge, right? Material body, we already saw. The material world, Prakriti, is made of these 5 elements. That's why material body, gross body, we call it as a material body. Okay, it is composed of these 5 elements. Earth, when you say earth, it also has vegetation in it. Okay, when we say fire, it also has heat in it, light also in it. So material body is composed of all these 5 elements. And now Arjuna also asked, what is knowledge, right? So far we have so many information available with us, right? So much of information. Sometimes we get confused. Okay, what information to give importance to, what to read. A simple example is your WhatsApp. So many messages. Do you sit and read all of them sometimes? No, sometimes you'll be like, oh, what is this? All forwards. Sometimes when you're in a bad mood, you'll be like, oh God, what is all this? Right? So you really don't know which information to take, which not to take. So that's why Arjuna is asking, what is actually called information? What is actually called knowledge? Okay, so what is knowledge? Knowing about the absolute. Who is the absolute? Krishna, right? So knowing the difference between matter and spirit, understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul, and then understanding that we are all parts and parcels of the super soul, that is Paramatma, that is the Lord. Okay, and also understanding that we are all servitors of the Lord. He is the Lord, we are all his servitors, servants. Okay, so these 3 things you should know. What is knowledge? Knowledge means understanding that we are not the body, we are the soul. Okay, that is what is meant by difference between matter and spirit. Okay, then understanding that we are all parts and parcels of Krishna, and also understanding that we are the servitors of the Lord. Okay, because he is the enjoyer. Krishna, Arjuna also says, no, who is the enjoyer? He is the enjoyer. We need to serve him and allow him to enjoy. Okay, he is the enjoyer. Enjoyer of what? Enjoyer of our services. Okay, so that is knowledge. And then consciousness. Now, chapter name of the chapter in itself is that, no, nature and consciousness, right? So what is consciousness? So consciousness here, it is compared to a sword or a knife, you can say a knife in simple terms. Okay, so why is consciousness knife? So consciousness is more like a double-edged sword. Okay, because knife, here you can see these are criminals. Criminals use knife to kill people. These are doctors. Doctors are using knife to operate people, right? So doctors are using knife to save people, and criminals are using knife to kill people. So the same knife, you can use it in 2 different ways, correct? So this knife is metaphorical. Yes, I know knife which doctors use are called surgical. Okay, that which criminals use are called weapons. But technically, knife means you can use it for 2 purposes. You can use to kill a person, save a person. right? So that's why consciousness is also same thing. If you apply your mind and intelligence to learn about Krishna, you become a devotee. The same thing, if you apply on something bad, you become a bad person. That means you wasted your human life. Next life, you can blindly believe, this is like a blind belief, you can write it down somewhere that you will not get a human form of life if you waste your human form of life in this birth. Okay, so Krishna says he rewards us accordingly, right? He gives us our fruits based on the actions we've done, right? So reactions depend on actions, right? So if you make use of this human form of body now by devoting yourself to the Lord, next life it's guaranteed that you get a human form of life. But in case by God's grace, if you advance to the fullest extent in Krishna consciousness, there will not be next material life only for you. You will go to Krishna and you will stay there in Goloka Vrindavana eternally. Okay, so that's why consciousness is very important. That is the reason teachers and parents from our childhood, they keep telling you about good. They always tell you, right? Be good, do good, right? Because consciousness is very dangerous. If you use it for bad things, effects are also going to be very, very bad. Okay, and yeah, who is the enjoyer? Krishna. This also we saw. So Bhagavad Gita deals with these 5 topics, right? Ishvara, that is the supreme controller, who's Krishna. And then jivas are all us, the living entities. Us matlab, it's not just human beings. Plants also have life. Anywhere, anything that is a living entity is jiva, okay? Even animals. Prakriti, material world, our environment that we are living in, which is made up of air, water, we saw that. And then Kala. Kala is the time. Time, the eternal time. Why do we say time, eternal time? Because time is always, time does not wait for anybody, right? We have to run according to the time. Time does not wait. And you cannot demand at this time, this should happen. Time demands what we have to do, right? That's why there is a saying, no, time heals everything. At the same time, time destroys everything as well if we are not attentive. And then karma. Karma, activities that we do. Whatever we do, that is karma, right? The service that we do to the Lord becomes devotional service, right? So for that, you will not have karmic reactions because Krishna takes all the karma. Okay, but if you do service to others, okay, that is to satisfy your own senses. Okay, this movie is very nice. If I watch that movie, I'll get happiness. You think like that and watch the movie. After the movie is over, does that happiness persist? For maybe one day it persists. Next day also you will talk about the movie to someone. Second day also it persists. Eternally, do you get that happiness? No, right? Again, something happens and you will be like, oh God, something bad happened. And then you'll forget the movie completely and you will start feeling sad for that, right? So happiness, distress, these are all momentary. They keep changing, they keep happening. Okay, so don't make your karma, karmic reaction depend on such karma. So make sure whatever you do it for the Lord. Okay, so that you will not have any reaction to face. Why should we suffer? I mean, why should we suffer, right? It's not why. Nobody likes to suffer. So this is the remedy. You don't have to suffer if you do whatever you do for the Lord. See, these are different names Krishna has. So in one of the bhajans, I think we saw Krishna is there in this yuga as in the form of the name Namavatar. Okay, that means he is there in the form of the name. Okay, the moment we call him in his name, he's there. Same thing is proved in Ajamila's story also. He kept saying Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. He did not call Krishna. He called his son, but still Krishna is there. It's a holy name, the power of holy name, right? So the Lord is there in his name. These are the different names. If you want, I will share this slide with you. So many names he has. Okay, so if you don't want to call Krishna, call him by any of these names. If Krishna is difficult for you, okay. So yeah, sometimes knowingly or unknowingly we actually address Krishna. Some of your friends' name is Krishna's name, any of the Krishna's name, or your name yourself. Suppose your name is one of these names here. Then if somebody else is calling you, they will also get Krishna's mercy. But they will get after some time, once their punya gets accumulated, that's when they also get a chance or opportunity to serve the Lord with devotion. Okay, Prakriti, we saw sunlight, fire. So all the 5 elements make Prakriti, including us, Jivas. We Jivas also make Prakriti. Okay, because we all have this Prakriti's symptoms or characteristics in us. Okay, and now now coming to the main thing. Okay, this is the 3 material modes of nature. In I think Karma Yoga chapter we saw this, right? What we do depend on, we cannot control. Sometimes there is anger, sometimes we are very happy about something, sometimes we get angry about something, but most of the time it's like after getting angry you will realize, okay, I shouldn't have got angry, right? Lot of times we will be like, okay, I should have controlled my anger, but you cannot. Why? These are the controllers. These 3 modes of nature are controlling us. We don't even have that knowledge, right? That's why we say, okay, oh God, she gets angry all the time, she is so bad, right? But Papa, what is she doing? She is just acting. She is a puppet. See, you can see we are all puppets. Strings are there in the material mode's hand, right? What is she? What can that person do, right? It is the material modes that control that person. And what are these material modes? There are 3 modes. Okay, ignorance, passion, and goodness. Okay, these are the 3 modes. Ignorance means very bad, like spoiling your body, drinking, smoking, okay, getting addicted to bad things and spoiling your human form of life. That is ignorance. There is no gain at all. There is nothing you're going to get back when you're in ignorance mode. There is no benefit. It's only disadvantage. Your body deteriorates, you fall sick often because of the intoxication, right? And and your lifespan also decreases. Okay, if in case you want to live for longer, 100 years, then make sure you follow a healthy lifestyle. Okay, and that is ignorance mode. Okay, it's bad to bad. You are addicted to something, you're smoking, right? So smoking is something bad. This is just an example. Okay, so smoking is bad, and the result, consequences is lung damage. That is also bad, right? So bad to bad is ignorance. Remember it this way. Passion is good to bad. Okay, doing something out of passion, like Brahma creates. His job is to create people, and he's said to be in the mode of passion. That means you earn, like you work hard. You start business after business, mint money, make dollars. But what are you doing ultimately? Are you going to carry that once you leave your body and go take the next body? Are you going to carry all the money? And are you using that money in the service of the Lord? A lot of people I've seen, okay, they work hard. I keep asking them, why do you work hard in your office or anywhere? Okay, in my office and all. They say, we want to make money, retire off fast. We don't want to work till 50s and 60s. Just make money now and then retire. Do what after retiring? Enjoy life. That's all. Forget God. Enjoy without Krishna. So what happens at that time is, are you going to take anything when you leave your body and go to the next body? No, right? All you take is what you did, the reactions you are going to carry with you, not what you've earned, the material money or whatever. You're not going to take. You're only going to take the reactions with you. That is passion. It is nice to earn, but the outcome is bad, right? So good to bad. You work hard, you earn nice money, yes, but you're not getting Krishna, or you're not getting anything out of it. If you see, because you're thinking only about that janma. But there are so many janmas for us to get rid of, right? So that is passion. Then coming to goodness. Goodness is good to good. Good, you do something good and you get something good. So like, for example, you study very hard and then you get good marks. And then you say, I've got good marks. From this, whatever I get, I'm dedicating it to you, Krishna. Okay. So that is goodness. Okay. Or just for an example, we can also take studying hard and then getting good marks. If you get good marks, that is the main purpose, right? You have to get good marks. So that is goodness, good to good. Okay. And yeah, so this is the material condition we are all in. Okay. So you can see this is us. Okay. And struggling for existence. right? See, down you can see snakes are all there. If he falls down, he will die. Here, elephant is holding the tree and pulling it. So if the elephant pulls the tree and makes it fall, he is dead. On top also there are deadly animals, right? If this animal comes and bites the man, he will die, right? Struggling for existence every moment, right? Why? Because we think we are only the cause for whatever we are doing. It's I am the doer. I am taking the responsibility. I do something, whatever happens, I am only taking the responsibility. That means you are taking karmic reactions on yourself. That is why you have to suffer. Okay. But the moment you surrender to the Lord, Lord can come and take you off. You don't have to worry over here. Okay. You don't have to worry to live because he is giving you eternal life. You can literally live eternal. Yeah, honeybee also, right? So see, honeybees are already there on the man. Yeah, so you can live eternally, happily, ever after. Okay, if you pray to the Lord, Lord comes, frees you up with all this sufferings. Okay, so that's why surrender to the Lord. Surrendering to the Lord, you will not go low by surrendering to. See, when we are surrendering to so many people in the material world, surrendering to the Lord is much easier, much better, right? We all surrender to so many people. We serve our teachers, we serve our parents, we serve our boss in the office, we serve our friends. If they want some favor, we will do, right? That means we are becoming servants of so many people. Then why can't you become a servant of the Lord? Lord is giving you so many benefits. Do you get benefits by serving somebody like us in the material world, a human being? No, you will get karma back, right? If you do something good, you will get punya back. If you do something bad, you will get papa back. But if you do something to the Lord, you will not get any reaction, but only eternal happiness. Okay, so Lord sees you, sees how is this person progressing in his spiritual life, and then he will be like, okay, this person is doing really good, I need to do something for this person. So he will show you the way, show you the way to advance in spiritual life and then reach him ultimately. Okay, so that is Krishna. That's why Krishna is very powerful. Okay, and in Vishwarupa and Darshanam also we saw how powerful he is. All the demigods are serving him. So yeah, so soul takes another body. This also we saw. Anybody wants to chant? This is a second chapter shloka, very famous shloka. Anybody wants to chant? Yes, quickly.
Yes, Mataji. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jara tata dehantara praptir dhiras tatra mukhyati.
Yes, thank you. Dehinosmin tatha yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tatha dehantara prapte dhiras tatra namushyate. So what is this saying? Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. So every body undergoes, we already saw, from childhood to youthhood and then adulthood and then old age. So janma mrityu jara vyadi, this is inevitable in human form of life, right? Janma, birth, mrityu, death, jara, that is old age, vyadi is disease. Nobody can overcome. So once a body, once a soul enters a material body, see, old age similarly passes to another body. After old age, obviously this body cannot take anymore. It's incapable of anything. So the soul leaves the body and goes to another body, right? What and that is called dehantara. So it is transferred from one body to another. Okay, so self-realized soul is not bewildered of such a change. So don't get afraid of death. Death means transfer from one body to another. That's all. It's like it's just transferring yourself to another body. So that is death. Okay, so that's why self-realized souls are not bewildered by a change, right? Other common people, if you go discuss this in school, the people will get very scared about death. Oh my god, I'll die now. They'll get very scared, right? So death is what? You're just leaving your body and going to some other body. It's like transfer. That's all, right? So that's why self-realized people will not get scared of death. Because they know if you want to avoid this transfer to the next body, what should you do? You should pray to Krishna, become a devotee of Krishna, surrender yourself to Krishna, so that you will not have death. As in, you will not you don't have to go take another body after your death. You can directly go to Krishna and stay with him forever. Otherwise, like I told you, if you don't become a devotee of the Lord, you should again start from first. Taking all the 84 lakh species of life, the forms of life, and then only you will get human form of life. Remember that. Starting from a microorganism to human birth. 84 lakh species are there. Okay, you need to finish all of them and then only get human form of life. So become a devotee, so that even if you don't advance that much in Krishna consciousness in this janma, you will get human form in next janma. Otherwise, you'll get some animal form. Okay, so this also we saw. Atma, Paramatma. In a body, there are two things, right? Here you can see soul, super soul. So here it's just an example, pictorial representation. This is a body. This tree is a body. Okay, so this is Atma, the soul, Jivatma. This is Paramatma. Paramatma is only a witness. Paramatma is just seeing what the soul is doing. What is the soul doing? Eating the fruits of its karma. That is, it's facing the reactions. It's facing the reactions. The Jiva is facing the reactions of whatever karma it has done previously. Okay, so what is Paramatma doing? Just looking at the soul facing the reactions. So facing the reactions, matlab, it can be suffering also. Not always you'll get happy reactions to face, right? So you will suffer, and so obviously, so the Lord will be seeing and thinking, okay, why is this person suffering so much? And then once the Atma feels that, okay, I don't want to suffer anymore. I want, relief from all this. I want to know who I am. Jignyasa, that is called. Okay. Then Paramatma starts guiding the Atma and diverts the Atma to the Lord, towards the Lord. Okay. So these are the real problems which we spoke about, right? Birth, death, old age, and disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. So this is the real problem. Temporary problem is food, water, shelter, clothing. I don't have car. I don't have good marks. I don't have that. I don't have this. These are all temporary problems, only related to that janma. But this birth, death, old age, and disease is in all the janmas. So concentrate on this. This is the problem. Okay, so concentrate or think about, contemplate on how to get out of these real problems. These are all minimum. These are all, this will get solved. Food, water, clothing, definitely they get solved. Okay, and what is the remedy? How do you get out of these real problems? Birth, death, janma, mrityu, jara, vyadhi. Chanting. Your devotional service begins from chanting. I told you yesterday, right? If you don't chant, even Krishna cannot help. So chant. In this Kali Yuga, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Okay. And yeah. So nature is said to be the cause of all material activities and efforts, whereas the living entity is the cause of various sufferings and enjoyments in the material world. So nature is said to be the cause of all material activities and effects. If you have to do something, you need a proper infrastructure, right? If you have to study, you need an infrastructure in school. Correct? You need a bench, you need you need a table, you need a chair, you need a book, you need a pen. So all this is considered as material world. Material mother nature, that is the material world, gives you all the necessary things to perform the activities. And the cause of various sufferings and enjoyments is the living entities. Why? Because cause of sufferings and enjoyments means karmic reactions. Reactions make you suffer or enjoy anything. That means the cause of that is you yourself, the living entity. Because if you do something good, you get good things to face as reactions, right? That's why nature is the cause of material activities and effects, whereas the living entity is the cause of sufferings and enjoyments. And then yeah, so this is very technical. So what you have to understand here is, serve the Lord to get out of this material world. Our goal has to be to get out of the material world. Why do you want to come back again? Even if you get a human form of life, again you have to suffer. No, as long as we are in this material body, we have to suffer. We do get diseases. We do become old, right? So our goal is to get out of it and go to Krishna Loka. That is our goal. Okay, go there and serve, because there is no old age, there is no disease, there is no lifespan. Okay, it's all eternal. It's everything is eternal there. Okay, so that is why spiritual world is very nice. It's very pleasing. How do you go there? These are the very three simple process of bhakti. Out of 9 process of devotional service, these 3 are very, very simple. Okay, Shravana, because Shravanam, hearing, you don't even have to open your mouth, just hear. Okay, hearing about Lord. And then Kirtana means singing. you just, from wherever you're sitting, you can just speak about the Lord or sing about the Lord. That is kirtanam. And smarana, or read about the Lord. That is also kirtanam. And smaranam, you don't even have to open your mouth and say something. You don't even have to use your ears to do something. You can just think about the Lord in your mind. That's all. The name of the Lord, maybe some story about the Lord, some leela, some pastime. Okay, just thinking about the Lord is called smaranam. So Lord is happy just by thinking. If you just think about him, he is happy. Okay, and this, okay, very important. Okay, because if you want to advance in Krishna consciousness, you have to eat Krishna Prasad at least once in a day. Okay, if you don't offer anything, like I always say, water is definitely going to be there at home, right? Just put one tulsi leaf in that, offer it to the Lord, say, chant Panchatattva mantra, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times, leave it for some time, then go back after 5 minutes, take it, mix it in your water bottle, use that. Okay, or you can mix it in the huge container where all the family members draw water from. You can also mix it in that, so that entire family gets it. Okay, and even if somebody comes home and drinks water, they also get it. Okay, giving Krishna Prasad means giving Krishna Bhakti. Okay, because Krishna Prasad means Krishna himself, because he's touched it. Okay, he's seen it, right? So it is Krishna himself. So you're giving Krishna to people. That is very, very good. Okay, and when you constantly, regularly eat Krishna Prasad or drink Krishna's Krishna Prasad, water as Krishna Prasad, what happens? The motivation to chant increases. Okay, after this 18-day course, you might be like, okay, that motivation has gone. I used to chant during the course. Now no motivation, no mood to chant, right? That motivation comes only with Krishna Prasad. Okay, so that helps. Chanting and Krishna Prasad is very important to advance in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so let's all chant Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare. Very nice. Yeah. Okay, so so now any questions? Keep your questions ready. I just have a video to show. Yes. Just let me know if the audio is fine. Once the video starts playing, you can just put it in the chat, and also let me know if the screen is visible full screen. Okay.